Physics, Consciousness and Reality. Dickie Dredd and Nigel Adams. This is part 4 in the video series. So, to start off with, we go to part A. And remember, there's 2 parts to this book. Part A looks at how Western technologies, science and the mainstream approaches have looked at physics, consciousness and reality. And then part B looks at the more Eastern approaches. So for the first few parts, probably the first 20 or so parts, we'll be looking at the Western approaches. So chapter 1, the hard science. Chapter 1 opens the journey with the core of modern physics and its uneasy relationship with consciousness. It sets the tone by pointing out that physics explains the external world with astonishing precision, but often skirts round the inner world of awareness, the raw fact of experience. This chapter is about what we know, what works, and where the cracks appear. It begins with the hard problem of consciousness, why subjective experience exists at all. From there it moves into Einstein's relativity, showing how space and time fuse into space-time, and how length, mass and time themselves shift depending on motion and gravity. Relativity dismantles the notion of absolute time and space, revealing a flexible fabric shaped by matter and energy. Next comes quantum mechanics, the theory of the very small, with its bewildering phenomena of wave-particle duality, superposition, entanglement and probability. Discussion stresses that entanglement is not a vague everything is connected claim, but a precise correlation between particles with a shared history. The next section addresses the deep mystery of wave function collapse, exploring stochastic models, Penrose's gravity-based idea, pilot wave theory and the many worlds interpretation. From there the focus shifts to the standard model, which maps the known particles and forces in terms of matter constituents and force carriers. It is celebrated as astonishingly accurate, but recognised as incomplete. It cannot explain gravity, dark matter, dark energy, or neutrinos. Finally, the chapter surveys bold but so far inconclusive attempts for a theory of everything: string theory, the E8 model, geometric unity, and computational hypergraphs. Each offers ambition but no decisive evidence. By the close, chapter 1 makes clear physics has transformed our view of reality, but the biggest mysteries remain unsolved. Consciousness and the true foundations of reality still lie somewhere beyond the map. So part 1, setting the stage, why consciousness matters. We wish to discuss theories of reality. It's a bit of a hobby for both of us. Not the kinds of theory that sit neatly in textbooks or wait politely for peer review, but those that spill out of late-night fireside conversations, long journeys, and those quiet moments when the world feels just a bit too strange to be explained away. Most theoretical physicists will tell you there's an objective reality ticking along, same for everyone, like a machine running its program. But there's something they mostly skirt around: consciousness. The raw feel of being alive, the colours, the emotions, the private theatre of your own head. That gets left to philosophers, mystics and the odd shaman. Scientists prefer to imagine it will all be explained once the brain is mapped like a computer. But things are shifting. Fast. There's a growing sense that maybe we've had it all backwards. That consciousness isn't some side effect of meat wired up in the right way, but something deeper, something fundamental. Maybe it's not that the brain creates consciousness, but that consciousness shapes the brain, and everything else too. Before we dive in, we'll sketch the current state of physics. Don't panic, no maths, we promise. Then we can ask the awkward question: if consciousness is fundamental, what does that mean for so-called objective reality? And what does evolution look like through that lens? From there it gets interesting. Consciousness and physics in the same frame. The following section starts at the root, the hard problem of consciousness, why there's something it feels like to be alive instead of just lifeless machinery. That's where the real journey begins. So what this section is really doing is setting the stage for a collision between physics and consciousness. And if that's true, then our best theories of reality may already be missing something fundamental. Because the real problem may not be how the universe works out there, but how experience fits into it all. So if this isn't what we thought, what exactly are we standing on? Chapter 1, in the next section is Chapter 1, still the hard sciences, and we go to Part 2, which is the hard problem of consciousness.